Oh Lord, pull up in that '04, pedal to the metal, says she wanna hit the floor more.
Okay, let's deal with what isn't the biggest question mark for the Atlanta Falcons as they begin training camp this week. Although these are all big questions. I mean, like for instance, how bad is that bad leg for Kirk Cousins? Is it totally healed? I mean, he's not going to play hardly at all during training camp doing anything. I mean, because they want to make sure that that bad leg is not a bad leg anymore when the season starts in September. If you follow what I'm saying. But that's not the biggest question mark. I mean, at least not heading in the training camp. And neither is Bijan Robinson. I mean, is Bijan Robinson, as the Falcons keep saying, is he really going to be able to be like the next Christian McCaffrey? No, but we'll talk about that later on. But I'll get some more of those in a minute. But first of all, Red Brick Magic, my book on Miami of Ohio, the Cradle of Coaches with Sean McVay, John Harbaugh, a great selling book, along with the Hank Aaron book. You're the real Hank Aaron. You know, you can get there, all these things at www.redbrickmagic.com or www.therealhankaaron.com. But anyway, let's get back to it isn't the biggest question mark for the Falcons heading into training camp. It isn't whether or not Young Ho Koo has totally lost his magic. Remember, he totally lost his accuracy at the end of the season last year. Just vanished. I mean, that's not the biggest question. It's a question mark. It's not the biggest one. It's not Raheem Morris, you know, the new head coach for the Falcons. Well, he's the old new head coach because he was an interim head coach for the Falcons back in the day. But you know what? He's been a head coach in the National Football League for nearly 4 years, but he's only won 36% of the time. That's a question mark, but it's not the biggest one. It's the pass rush. It's the pass rush. You know, the Atlanta Falcons have had fewer sacks in the last 3 years than any team in the National Football League. That's not good. They got a new defensive coordinator, Jimmy Lake. You know, this is his first year as a defensive coordinator. That's not the biggest question mark, but, you know, it's the pass rush. And I know 3-4 defense, okay, how's that going to work out? We don't know. But and then you go to every unit on defense. Let's go defensive line. They're kind of on Grady Jarrett, who's under 50 years old, to be Grady Jarrett again. He hasn't been Grady Jarrett in years. I mean, he's 31. It's not getting any younger. Okay, the linebackers, you're not worth talking about. And then you get to the secondary. You know, I mean, you got Jesse Bates, who had a great year last year, but he's the only guy in the secondary. I know somebody said, well, what about A.J. Terrell? Well, A.J. Terrell, who hasn't had an interception in 3 years, that guy, and plus the fact they lost their leading sack getters last year, whatever that's worth. You know, Bud Dupree and Calais Campbell were tied with 6.5 sacks. They're gone. They're not there anymore. So this goes back to a question that I asked, way back during the mini camps, and I asked this question of Jesse Bates. I said, do you think that this team has done enough to help the pass rush? And Jesse Bates said very quickly, I don't think Terry, as in Terry Fontenot, the Falcons general manager, he says, I don't think Terry is finished yet. But you know what? We're still waiting for him to do something. Still waiting.
This is my falsetto, wicked potion with the slow pour. This is my addiction, make me want to go for more.